Hello everyone. Today I am going to tell you how to make aloo paratha without any single Indian ingredient. When I was very new to Germany and very new to YouTubing, I uploaded this video in which I talked about different kind of parathas and how you can make them at your home. So I want you to watch this video before continuing. So if you are wondering that where you can get chapati atta for making chapati or dough, then you can watch this video. I will put the link in description. Now, in order to make an aloo paratha, the main thing that we are going to make is the stuffing. For stuffing, I took two boiled potato and then I added some curry powder, salt. If you would want to add fennel seeds, you can add. I added chopped spring onion and some peppers. If you are so-called so much hygienic and you don't like the people who touch their food, so I'm really sorry for you, but I always use my hands to make food, and this should not offend anyone. So and I want to make sure to you that my hands are completely clean. So now I'm going to mash the potatoes and mix all the ingredients, and now we are going to make small balls out of it. So you see, I have mashed it in the way in which there is not much big chunks of potato is left, but a bit taste even good. So now I am making some balls, and I'm sorry it get out of the range of the camera, and like this we are making some rough balls, and here are all balls are ready. Now we are going to learn how to make the dough in which we are going to wrap these balls and roll them. So you need just two ingredients: salt and some wheat flour. So here is some whole wheat flour and some salt. Basically, you need only these two ingredients when you make chapati atta or roti atta. And another tip is that if you have you will need half of the quantity of water. For example, if you have 2 cups of flour, then you are going to use 1 cup of water to make the atta. Another tip for making very fast chapati atta or dough for chapati atta is that you oil your hand a bit. So you clean your hand and then apply some ghee or oil, and it will be good to go. Now we will start real time. So 1 2 3 start. I am going to add the I'm going to mix the salt and flour, and now I am going to add water little by little. So another thing I want to tell is that I am using a plastic container because I find that plastic containers are very good to use for making dough, and you can cover them nicely and your dough will be ready. So it's been 33 seconds. So now I am going to add some more water, and now you see this is the consistency that I want. I can feel that the flour had sufficient water, and now I will take all the flour and together, and I am going to knead it. I see some dry flour here, so I am going to add some more water here. So instead of adding all water at once, you can add a little by little, and then you see everything is almost got together. So now you can add a few more drops of water, and then you see your perfectly soft dough is almost ready. Another tip is that when you want to make paratha, you can make it right away, and if you want to make chapati, you can cover this flour for this dough for 15 minutes or so, and then it will be good to go. And since you applied ghee in your hand, your flour is not going to stick in your hand too, so it will be very easy to clean your hands afterwards. So you see, this flour is ready. It is smooth, and if you want to have a smoother dough, then you can apply some oil, a very few drops of oil around this, and then cover it, and it will be done. So here in this video I am preparing a bit. So what I did was I am using a round chopping board, and you can also use the normal patla or something like that. And I am also using some flour for dusting. I usually keep some flour in this round box so that I can use that for dusting when I make my chapatis or parathas. So I took some new flour in that, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to make a small ball and then dust it, and then I will put it on the patla. So you see, I am rolling it between my palms so that it's a bit crack free and it's a bit smooth. And now I will apply some flour, and now I am rolling it. And when you roll for paratha making, then you should not roll it so much. It should be a bit thick because it is going to expand after you put the stuffing inside. So you see, I am putting this stuffing inside, and now I will wrap it in this way, and I am going to take off the extra dough that is there, and also I am going to check if it is properly sealed or not. So in fact this process is very important because it makes sure that there is less flour and more filling. That gives a lot of softness and tenderness to the paratha. And in the same way, when your paratha have a very thin layer of flour, then when you roast it, it cooks really well and it gives a really nice crunch to the paratha. Now I am rolling this paratha, and you want to make sure that this doesn't stick in the downside of the pan on the chopping board. And also when you are heating the tawa, you should not leave rolled paratha so long on your chopping board, otherwise it's gonna stick because your filling had some salt in it, and that's why it is going to release some water, and this is going to make this paratha very fragile. Now you see, I am lifting this paratha very carefully, and I am going to transfer it to hot pan. And you might have noticed that there were even some translucent patch in the paratha because of the lumpy potatoes in the filling. So you see, now I'm going to roast it. When you roast paratha, there is another tip that you should use oil in good quantity, and you should make it darker than brown. So it should not be chocolate brown. A bit chocolate, more than chocolate brown will be perfect for making your paratha. So you see, I am adding some salt, some oil, and let's talk about this pan. This pan is called crepe fana, and it is available in German supermarket. You need not to bring it from India, and you can get any type of crepes fana in German supermarket, ceramic coated, non coated, iron pan, anything that you like. So you need not to worry about this. And now we are roasting it, and I'm changing the side. And you see, mostly when I was new to cooking, I used to cook till this point only, but now after gaining so much experience in cooking, I would say when you want to make paratha, you should make it a bit darker. And when you cook it, either serve it very warm or put it on some kind of meshy surface, or in a container lined with paper, or with cloth, so that it will be it will not become watery. So and that are my tips when you are making aloo paratha. And now I will repeat the process again. Please excuse me and ignore the mess that is around. It's so that I usually cook for myself and my small kid and family, and that's why I'm always in the hurry. So I ignore so many basic needs to make a video so called impressive. So instead of doing that, I focus on teaching you people that how I do my cooking. And so that's why I don't want to create like a very sophisticated kind of video, and I am not so so smart in that way. So maybe ignore it a bit. I am learning these things, and in future I will try to make it better. So basically, I don't focus so much on making the videos that are have the possibility to go viral. Um, I am usually making these video to document the things that I do, and so that I can remember the next time the tips and tricks that I am using right now. Now back to the cooking process. You see, I roasted this paratha very well, and it is looking just now very perfect from this side. And these charring is something which is going to taste very nice. So and this is the thing that my family eat very happily. And now next paratha comes to the process. It's a bit broken, but no problem, it happens. So it's not about so much perfection, because if you want to make it perfect, like it is shown in videos, viral videos about making paratha or something like that. So and then they use a very thick layer of flour and dough, and that doesn't give the soft and filling consistency to the paratha. So even I can make the paratha which puffs up, but it will be not so tasty like these are, because it has a very big amount of filling and very less amount of flour around that. So that's why I can make that thing, but I'm not I don't want to eat that and something so floury. So, did you notice that my daughter, she came and opened the refrigerator and she was asking for some food? So, this is what happens with me all the time, that when I shoot my videos, usually either she is there or my husband is there, and I just cook and just give it to them. And that's why I most of the time do not take photographs of the delicious food that I create. You still can see a bit of her hands and food. So yeah, but this is the most satisfying part of being a mother and a housewife, that people around you really appreciate you, and you become the center of their lives. And it's a very fulfilling feeling to provide for your family, and give them very nice food, and keep them fed. And this is the thing that matters. This is the thing that is most satisfying for me. So you see, and the second paratha is also ready, and I think I explained this procedure really well to you. And if you want, you can go and recreate this paratha in your home. So this is my paratha, guys. How do you like this recipe? Please let me know, and like and subscribe to my channel.